So let's talk about taking all these different kinds of videos that you've created so far and doing the targeting. And that's the most important thing. There's one thing having a video made, but it's actually getting it out there and letting people see it. So targeting is really important. So your objectives is to focus on finding the exact customer on Facebook. That needs to be your number one priority. You want to drill down to really tailor your message to one specific type of person. And the smaller the audience, the better. Now, there are three types of objective: broad, income, and buyer intent. And we're going to be covering those. And that's really the process to follow. So take notes as we're going through this. So firstly, we've got broad, and it's looking at their location. Are they based in the UK or Australia or China or wherever? You want to specify the location. In this example, we're going for London, and I'm having a bit of fun here, and I'm saying I work for a very famous Premier League team. I want to sell our fans limited edition sportswear. And yes, in this example, I've chosen Arsenal Football Club. Please forgive me, non-Arsenal football fans out there, but it was an example. And I googled that Arsenal is the most popular Arsenal club, just so that there's no confusion. I will not say anything more about football there, but I went for Arsenal at the end of the day. So here I've chosen 25 to 65. And I've chosen men, and I've chosen Arsenal Football Club. You've got to remember, this isn't just a normal 25, 30 pound shirt from Arsenal Football Club. This is a limited edition sportswear. So I'm thinking about that. So I'm already looking at the location. I'm going, okay, so right now we're going to target people that are in London, but we could easily do this from fans across the world. But just for this particular campaign, we're going for London. I'm going for 25 because if I go for any younger, they probably can't afford the t-shirt at that age. But maybe Pester Power will get dad to get them to buy a t-shirt, but hey, I'm going for the specific fan at the moment. And I've gone for men because it's typically a men's sport. Unlike rugby, which is a male-female sport, men typically are mostly into football, which just happens to be what it is. And I've got people that speak English, just to clarify. And of course, I've chosen Arsenal Football Club as the choice. Now, what you can see down the right side bottom is that's 410,000 people. That's gone from the whole of the UK to just London fans, 25 to 65 men interested in Arsenal Football Club. There's 410,000. That's pretty broad. That's pretty large. Still shows you how big Arsenal Football Club is in regards to fan base. But can we narrow this down further? Can we be more specific? That's where income comes in. So right below, as you can see in step 1 at the top, you've got narrow audience. So by clicking on that, all you're able then to do is to say people that are interested in Arsenal Football Club, but also, and you type in the words income in this example, narrow, or you click on narrow audience, up comes another box, you type in the words income in this example, and I've chosen here people that earn 50,000 to or more. So I've gone for, and then you can see in the final step, 50,000 to 74.99.99 and 75,000 plus. And the reason I've done that is because, as I said earlier, it's a limited edition and it's expensive. So my logic is, if you're going to pay, and I'm just guessing this figure for this limited edition shirt, £300-500. Firstly, you've got to be a raving Arsenal Football Club fan. I mean, you've got to be a fan. And secondly, you've probably if you're earning a lower income than 50,000, and that's just an opinion. Unless you're a raving fan, you're not going to buy something that is £300 or £400 or more, unless you've got a lot of disposable income. So that's the logic behind that. And I could test a lower income threshold there as well, but in this example I've just put 50,000 to be sure. And then I put 75,000 plus as well, because if they can afford it, they can definitely afford it above that as well. So if you look here in the bottom right corner, that has dropped it from 411,000 people to 25,000 people. So that's an incredible drop, but that incredible drop is good because you're matching the right interests. We've gone for Arsenal Football Club, we've gone for 25 to 65 in age, they're male, they've got a high income, and now we're targeting the good people. But can we take it to another level? That's where buyer intent kicks in. So as you can see here, just below the income figures in the first image, just below that, you've now got narrow audience, narrow further. So you click narrow further and you type in something that they're interested in. So they're probably interested into their brands like Adidas and Nike and Reebok. They don't just produce shoes, they produce all of the clothing out there. So if they're interested in that, they're probably interested as well. So it's just bringing that buyer intent down further, and I could narrow it even more. So I've got this raving fan that's 25 to 65, lives in London, male, Arsenal Football Club fan, income of 50,000, and they're into their brands. I mean, that is really a powerful way to bring down. And as you can see in the bottom right hand corner, we've now brought it down to from 411,000 people before, at the beginning when it was just Arsenal Football Club, to 25,000 people when we added in their income, and now when we've added in their additional interests, 11,000 people. So you may be going, oh, that's dropped it a lot. Yeah, but it's really focused, and that's the point. It's really, really, really focused, and you could narrow it down even further, or you could bring it up depending on what you're doing when you're testing. But even though you're not selling shirts like this, imagine that in your business, thinking about what their incomes are, what are their interests, where are they located, how old are they, what are their additional interests. So when you're creating your Facebook ads and your videos, and we've given lots of examples in this video, I've shown you how to do that. You combine these two together, and now you could really target it on a clear budget. You can really target these people. So there we go. We've covered broad, we've covered income, and then we've covered buyer intent. And as we've stacked it underneath each other, we've got really, really, really focused. And that's really what it's all about with Facebook ads. The more clearer you can be, the more accurate Facebook can target your people, be it someone selling a t-shirt or a coach, consultant, speaker, author, whatever you're doing, any specialist, expert, a practitioner, it's all there.